US F-47 stealth monster is already flying while you didn't know it exists. While most of the world sleeps under the illusion of peace, a shadow moves across the upper atmosphere. Silent, invisible, and faster than anything any rival nation believes America can field. It is the rumored F-47 stealth monster, a secret aircraft already airborne without anyone knowing. Let's get into the details. The silent shadow of Area 51. For years, defense analysts, foreign intelligence agencies, and even seasoned military reporters believed they had a solid grasp on America's next-generation aircraft timeline. The next major fighter, they claimed, wouldn't appear until the mid-2030s. But in reality, a different story was unfolding behind soundproof doors, blackout hangars, and underground test chambers. One that would only surface in fragments through sonic booms over Nevada, blurred satellite captures, and vague whispers from military insiders who knew better than to say too much. Because the truth is this: the F-47 didn't suddenly emerge in 2025. It didn't materialize when the $20 billion development announcement hit the news cycle. It had already been alive, flying, learning, refining, adapting for half a decade. And the engineers who built it, they didn't treat it like another stealth fighter. They treated it like a generational reset. While public eyes were locked on the F-35's global rollout and China's chest beating over the J-20, American test pilots were quietly climbing into a jet so advanced that even its shape remained classified. Only a few dimly lit silhouettes caught on thermal imaging hinted at its presence. A broad-shouldered, diamond-like airframe, an exhaust pattern that didn't match any known propulsion system, and maneuvering signatures that looked physically impossible for a manned aircraft. What made the F-47's secret development so extraordinary wasn't just its stealth or its speed. It was the way the program ran like a separate universe within American aerospace. DARPA launched the initial framework in the mid-2000s, and by 2020, not one but two competing prototypes from Boeing and Lockheed were already tearing across restricted test ranges. The battle wasn't fought on spreadsheets or briefing charts. It was fought at Mach numbers where human vision blurs and flight computers scream. The nightmare feature that terrifies other nations. What places the F-47 in a different category isn't a single feature. It's the unified ecosystem built around it. Imagine a fighter not merely armed with missiles, but armed with authority. The ability to coordinate an entire squadron of unmanned aircraft as extensions of its own will. For years, the concept of loyal wingmen was floated as a far-off vision for future warfare. In the classified world of the F-47, that future has already arrived. The jet doesn't just communicate with drones, it commands them, directs them, and molds them into a synchronized strike package. These drones, prototypes identified as YFQ-42A and 44A, aren't tiny throwaway machines. They're fully capable combat units with air-to-air missiles, precision-guided munitions, and stealth profiles that already rival fourth-generation fighters. And the F-47 can conduct these operations while deep in contested airspace, maintaining silence, evading detection, and compiling a battlespace picture so complete it feels like omniscience. But what truly unsettles foreign defense ministries is the range. With over 1,000 nautical miles of operational reach, the F-47 can execute missions from friendly soil without relying on vulnerable forward bases. That means China's anti-access strategy, built around keeping US aircraft at arm's length, suddenly fractures. The math doesn't work anymore. Their missile envelopes are too short, their radar coverage too narrow, their assumptions too outdated. And then there's the stealth rating. The Air Force created an entirely new category, Stealth Plus Plus, because the current scale couldn't accurately classify what the F-47 could do. It doesn't simply avoid radar, it manipulates it, bends it, deceives it. Enemy systems don't see a faint blip. They see nothing. They can't track it, engage it, or even confirm it was there until the mission is over and the damage is done. America's 5-year head start. Military technology typically moves slowly. Years of planning, decades of testing, countless rounds of funding, and endless debates. But the F-47 program defied that rhythm from the moment it began. Because while journalists speculated about 6th-generation concepts, the Air Force was secretly logging hundreds of real flight hours. The revelation came quietly when Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin confirmed that experimental models had been flying for at least 5 years. But what he didn't explicitly spell out, though he didn't need to, was that these weren't cautious, gentle test runs. These were operational stress tests, long-range penetrations, electronic warfare trials, autonomous swarm coordination, and stealth endurance missions carried out against some of the most advanced sensors America could throw at them. The reason for this aggressive schedule is simple. America knows that the next major conflict, if it ever happens, won't resemble past wars. It will be fought in electronic fog, disrupted GPS fields, drone swarms, missile-dense coastlines, and contested airspace stretching across oceans. So, the F-47 wasn't built to survive the future. It was built to dominate it. Every hour of secret flight has been a rehearsal for environments where traditional fighters fail. Electronic jamming? The F-47 adapts in real time. Network disruption? It creates its own encrypted mesh web. Drone interference? It overrides and restructures tactical priorities instantly, redistributing tasks across its wingmen like a digital conductor. These quiet years of testing gave America something far more valuable than hardware. A strategic head start no rival can erase. While China was celebrating new prototypes at public air shows, America was sending the F-47 across the desert night sky, rehearsing scenarios for wars that will hopefully never come, but must be prepared for regardless. And now that the veil is lifting, the world is realizing that the next era of air dominance isn't approaching. It's already here, the engine that rewrites the sky. The heart of the F-47 isn't just a power plant. It's a shape-shifting propulsion system engineered to operate across extremes that no legacy fighter could handle. Early leaks suggested the aircraft was using an adaptive cycle engine, but insiders insist that description doesn't do it justice. A standard adaptive engine shifts between high-efficiency cruise modes and high-thrust combat modes. The F-47 system takes that concept and folds it into an intelligence framework capable of recalibrating thousands of internal parameters as conditions evolve mid-flight. In simpler terms, the engine doesn't just react to pilot commands, it anticipates them. It studies airflow changes, thermal signatures, radar exposure, and even the drone wingman's formation data, adjusting its performance to maintain the lowest detectable footprint. When it needs speed, the jet surges beyond Mach 2 without the brutal heat signature spikes associated with older fighters. When it needs range, the system slips into a hyper-efficient mode that allows the aircraft to glide across oceans with minimal fuel burn, extending its reach far beyond the 1,000 nautical mile requirement. But what makes this propulsion system an engineering milestone is the silent cruise capability. Traditional jets give themselves away through heat plumes and radar reflective turbulence. The F-47's exhaust patterns have been tuned using plasma diffusion technology and proprietary cooling chambers that smear the heat trail into ambient air. This makes it nearly impossible for infrared sensors to lock onto the aircraft during long-range penetrations. The secrecy of the program becomes even clearer when you consider how thoroughly the system has already been validated. 5 years of clandestine flight testing means this isn't a theoretical marvel. It's a proven one. Pilots have pushed the propulsion envelope across altitudes where other fighters would choke, flown edge-of-envelope maneuvers that previously required thrust vectoring, and executed fuel endurance cycles that simply shouldn't be possible on a fighter carrying this level of armament. Every successful test carved a deeper gap between America and its competitors. Because while adversaries chase incremental improvements to existing engines, the F-47 is cruising on technology that feels imported from a future era. One in which speed, silence, and persistence are no longer trade-offs, but simultaneous strengths. A digital brain built for modern war. If the engine is the heart, the F-47's onboard intelligence is the nervous system, an interconnected web of sensors, processors, and predictive algorithms working in perfect harmony. This aircraft doesn't carry a cockpit filled with cluttered screens or switches. It carries a unified environment, a kind of three-dimensional tactical consciousness that transforms data overload into seamless awareness. The sensor suite draws from multiple arrays across the airframe, multi-band radar, thermal imaging, electronic support measures, emissions mapping, and passive RF triangulation. Instead of treating these as separate channels, the F-47 fuses them into a single panoramic understanding of the battle space. The pilot doesn't sift through information. He simply perceives it. And the marvel here isn't just fusion, it's adaptation. During testing, the jet demonstrated the ability to detect, classify, and respond to electronic threats within milliseconds. If an enemy radar shifts frequency, the F-47 adjusts its signature. If jamming spikes emerge, it reorganizes its communication pathways. If drones request support, the AI prioritizes their needs and redistributes the tactical workload accordingly. This is where its drone command capability becomes something fundamentally new. Instead of manually controlling wingmen, the pilot oversees an entire formation through high-level directives. The AI manages the swarm, spacing, threat prioritization, weapon selection, and survivability protocols. The pilot guides intent, the system executes action. Crucially, lethal decision-making never leaves human hands. America engineered the system with strict boundaries that ensure autonomy enhances, rather than replaces, responsibility. The F-47's brain is powerful, but it isn't lawless. It's a partner. Inside the cockpit, augmented reality turns information into a natural extension of human vision. Enemy aircraft appear as highlighted vectors. Terrain features glow with tactical outlines. Engagement envelopes float like holographic diagrams over miles of sky. It's intuitive, reactive, and remarkably calm, even in chaotic environments. The strategic shift that redefines military balance. The existence of the F-47 doesn't just give America a new aircraft, it alters the global power equation. For decades, adversaries planned around a predictable pattern. US fighters required forward bases, mid-air refueling, and relatively permissive airspace to operate effectively. Anti-access strategies, especially in the Indo-Pacific, were built on the assumption that American air power could be pushed back by missile networks and long-range threats. But when a stealth aircraft can strike from over 1,000 nautical miles away, evade detection entirely, and bring a drone battalion with it, that strategy collapses. The Indo-Pacific, with its island chains and vast maritime expanses, becomes an arena where the F-47 thrives. Instead of relying on airfields vulnerable to ballistic missiles, the US can operate from hardened bases far outside enemy range, projecting force deep into contested zones without exposing its logistical backbone. China's defensive rings, carefully built over decades, suddenly look porous. In Europe, the F-47's presence recalibrates deterrence. Russia's aging fleet, already strained by sanctions and supply issues, cannot mathematically match the reach, stealth, and electronic dominance of a next-generation platform like this. NATO airspace becomes exponentially harder to challenge, but the strategic implications run deeper than geography. Training doctrines shift. Budget priorities realign. Legacy aircraft retire earlier than expected. Investments flow into collaborative combat systems, satellite integration, and autonomous support platforms. America isn't just building a fighter, it's building a new architecture. The monster steps into the light. For years, the F-47 was a rumor whispered by analysts who noticed too many anomalies to ignore. A strange heat signature over Nevada. A supersonic boom with no radar track. A classified hangar extended without explanation. Small clues scattered like breadcrumbs, hinting at a beast hiding in plain sight. Now, the curtain is lifting, not because the program is new, but because it has matured to a point where hiding it no longer provides additional advantage. The world will soon see the silhouette that has already logged more secret hours than some countries' entire fighter fleets. The production lines are gearing up. The doctrine is written. The pilots are training. The drones are integrating, and somewhere over restricted American airspace, another prototype is likely flying right now, learning, refining, and perfecting the skills that will define air combat for decades. The F-47 doesn't represent a single aircraft. It represents a philosophy. Stay ahead, not by inches, but by entire generations. Build capabilities that adversaries can't even measure. Deploy systems so advanced they feel supernatural. Create a future where American pilots never enter a fair fight, because overwhelming advantage is the safest path to deterrence. The monster is real, it's airborne, and it's already shaping the future long before the world officially meets it.